In this video we are going to talk about why do bees die after stinging? So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Bees are among the most fascinating insects to be found anywhere in the animal realm. They forage for their own food, have a sophisticated and distinct social structure, and possess some of the most effective protection mechanisms known to mankind. Because the warning colors displayed by their signature yellow and black stripes aren't always enough to deter predators, they must resort to using their deadly stinger to keep predators at bay. These stings are caused by the stinger of a female bee puncturing the skin, resulting in a wound and severe agony. These stings are distinct from insect bites in that the venom of stinging insects varies significantly in its chemical composition. The reaction of a person to a bee sting can differ depending on the species of bee that stung them. In spite of the fact that bee stinger venom is somewhat acidic and causes relatively minor discomfort in most individuals, allergic reactions can occur in persons who are allergic to the venom's components. While foraging for nectar or pollen away from the hive, honeybees rarely sting, with the exception of when they are stepped on or otherwise handled harshly. In the event that their hive is attacked, honeybees will aggressively seek out and sting the intruder, frequently after being alerted to the hazard by the emission of attack pheromones. Even though it is widely believed that a worker honeybee can only sting once, this is a partial misconception. Although the stinger is barbed so that it lodges in the victim's skin, tearing loose from the bee's abdomen and causing the bee to die in minutes, this only occurs if the victim's skin is sufficiently thick, such as that of a mammal. The honeybee's venom contains histamine, a mast cell degranulating peptide, melittin, phospholipase A2, hyaluronidase, and acid phosphatase, among other substances. Phospholipase A2, hyaluronidase, and acid phosphatase are the three proteins found in honeybee venom that are known to cause allergic reactions. Also antigenic is the polypeptide melittin, which is composed of 3 amino acids. Honeybee venom and bumblebee venom appear to be chemically and antigenically linked, according to research. Bees with barbed stingers are able to sting other insects without injuring themselves in a lot of circumstances. Queen honeybees, as well as bees of many other species, such as bumblebees and many solitary bees, have smoother stingers with smaller barbs and are capable of stinging mammals multiple times in a single attack. After the sting, the infusion of apitoxin into the victim is accompanied by the emission of alarm pheromones, which accelerates the process if the bee is mortally damaged. The emission of alarm pheromones near a hive may draw more bees to the spot, where they may also engage in defensive behavior until the threat has been removed, which is often because the victim has either fled or been killed by the bees. These pheromones do not disperse or wash away rapidly, and if their prey is submerged in water, bees will restart their attack as soon as the prey is removed from the water. The alarm pheromone released by a bee when it stings another animal has a banana-like scent to it. Drone bees or male drone bees are larger than other bees and do not have stingers. A modified ovipositor serves as the stinger of the only stinging female bees, worker bees and queens, and its stinger is used to sting. The queen bee has a barbed but smoother stinger and is capable of stinging skin-bearing species numerous times if necessary, but she does not leave the hive under normal circumstances, and she does not sting humans or other animals. Her sting is not for defending the hive. Instead, she uses it to eliminate rival queens as soon as they emerge from their cells, ideally before they can cause any damage to the hive. Breeders that handle a large number of queens and have the queen odor on their hands may be stung by a queen at some point in their careers. The stinger is composed of 3 parts: a stylus, 2 barbed slides, or lancets, one on either side of the stylus, and a stinger blade. The stinger is not pushed in by the bee, but rather is dragged in by the barbed slides of the hive. The slides are moved alternately up and down the stylus, so that when the barb of one slide has caught and retracts, it drags the stylus and the second barbed slide into the wound, causing the wound to close. When the other barb is trapped, it retracts up the stylus as well, drawing the sting even deeper into the skin. Once the sting has been entirely absorbed, the procedure is repeated, and it may even continue after the sting and its mechanism have been separated from the bee's abdomen. When a female honeybee stings a human, she is unable to take the barbed stinger back out, and instead leaves behind not only the stinger, but also a portion of her abdomen and digestive tract, as well as muscles and nerves, as well as the stinger. The honeybee dies as a result of a large abdominal rupture. Honeybees are the only bees that die as a result of a stinging attack. However, why do bees die after being stung? A honeybee will sting if it feels a threat to its hive. However, when it is foraging away from the hive, it will rarely strike unless it is stepped on or handled roughly by another person. In addition, when it stings, it dies. The stinger of a honeybee is made up of 2 barbed lancets. When a bee stings, it is unable to remove the stinger from its body. Along with the stinger, it also leaves behind a portion of its digestive tract, as well as muscles and nerves in its wake. The bee is killed by a huge abdomen rupture caused by a sting. However, there is a benefit for the bees in this situation. A cluster of nerve cells remains in place after you have swatted the bee away, controlling the muscles of the stinger that was left behind. The barbed shafts brush back and forth against your flesh, digging deeper into it. It takes several minutes after the bee has gone before muscular valves begin pumping toxins from an associated venom sac and delivering them to the wound. It's possible that you've heard that you should flick or scrape the stinger off rather than pinching it off. This is correct. However, because the stinger continues to function even after the bee has been removed, it is absolutely critical that you remove it as soon as possible. According to research, it makes no difference how. And even a few seconds pause while deciding how to get rid of it can have a negative impact on the situation. Although a single bee dies when stung, this makes evolutionary sense from the standpoint of the species. Because worker bees that defend the hive are unable to reproduce, the only way for them to ensure that their genes are passed on is to safeguard the hive and the reproductive relatives that live within it, which they accomplish by guarding the hive and the reproductive relatives that live within it. Bees in yellow jackets are among the stinging insects that do not kill you when they swarm on your skin or clothing. They are equipped with a unique sheath that is designed to slide over the barbed stinger and unhook the hooks on their body. The fact that these wasps' nests are very inaccessible and devoid of honey suggests that they may benefit less from suicide defense than bees. This is because their nests aren't assaulted as frequently as bees. Alternatively, they may be better flyers and hence more likely to dodge a swat during a sting operation. An alarm pheromone combination is released from a gland near the sting chamber by a bee after it has stung you, causing you to flee. Those who are near them will open their mandibles, protrude their stingers, and sting anything that comes close to them because of the pheromones released by the bees themselves. Autotomy is the term used to describe the process of leaving a body component behind as a sort of defense, in this case, a portion of the abdomen. Several other examples can be found in the animal realm, such as lizards losing their tails and crabs leaving their claws behind when they feel threatened. When a honeybee stings a mammal, the barbed stinger of the honeybee becomes lodged in the skin, and the honeybee is unable to release it. Instead, it departs with the double lancet, as well as a portion of its digestive tract, muscles, and nerves, among other things. The burst of the bee's abdominal wall is what ultimately kills it. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.